of donate. Gamertagradio.com, and we appreciate all the donations that have come in. So again, this has been a funny week on Twitter for me because I'm getting old and I'm starting to just not care. So the E3 thing. So, I've been on the record for years about E3 losing its relevance, right? That, hey,
I know where this is going.
Obviously the show floor thing came out, that blah, blah, blah. So having conversations with some of our peers back and forth on Twitter, I would be like, hey, I've been saying this for a while. I go, the show's on its last legs. I go, we're starting to see it get to an end of its relevance. Look, Sony ain't coming back. EA ain't coming back. Microsoft is across the street. They're not going to have a presence inside that show floor again if it stays in LA at the convention center after this year, et cetera. Along those lines is basically all I was saying. So people love to see conversations that people are having with other people, and they love to throw in their 2 cents. And a lot of times I just ignore them. But few of them kind of annoyed me this week because it's like, you don't know what the F you're talking about, number one. Number two, have you been going to E3? Because if you have, you would understand why we're saying these things. And it's not a hate thing against the people that put in the work, the blood, sweat, and tears during that week to make that show happen. This is not what it's about. It's just about business. It's about where we are with social media and the way technology works, and about you not having to rely on that show to relay your message to your consumers anymore. And it just is starting to make way more sense for these big publishers to just simply do their own thing on their own time and own the news cycle for that. That basically is all we're saying. It's not a point. But one dude decided he wanted to chime in because he didn't like that I thought E3 was losing its relevance, and decided to, well, I want to know why you think this way. And if you think this way, then why are you asking for donations to go to the show and blah, 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 blah. And it was like, it annoyed me to no end because it's like, it isn't just about E3 that we've been asking for donations. Guys, I hate that we even have to ask, right? But life is freaking real. Pete has a family. I have a family. We got to make sure they're taken care of. Danny's been dealing with his own issues, right? And I'm not putting your business out there, Danny. You can do that yourself. But It's like, there's a reason that we've been asking for these things. Not to mention, I'm just going to be blunt with you. If I were to go to my wife and go, hey, babe, I want to spend $1,500 on some camera equipment and all this so that I could do video stuff at E3 and at these other events. She would look at me and be like, boy, if you don't get your ass out of here and pay these bills, worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we do this podcast for free. It is free. You don't have to pay a red nickel for it. You know what I mean? We like being able to go out and cover these events and to do things. And we want to do more than just an audio podcast and sit at home and stream. We want to be able to go to these events, sit down with these developers, and actually have it on camera as we talk to them, and just all the stuff that goes with that. So we aren't just doing the donate thing so we can go to a dead show. It goes beyond that. You know what I mean? And I'm just be blunt. When he made that tweet, that honestly pissed me off, because it's like, wow, you obviously listen to the show. You obviously understand what we're trying to do, but then you're going to make a smart ass comment on Twitter because you don't like my opinion. It's ridiculous. And like I said, maybe I'm just getting old, I'm just getting old and I'm getting cranky and all that stuff. But seeing the amount of people on social, this is why I need to stop being on Twitter. I really do. Seeing how people love to take shots and love to throw in their 2 cents about stuff that they just don't know what the F they're talking about. They really don't. That's what kills me. Now, if I'm just putting a statement out there and you reply, I get it. But if I'm having again, shout out to Dan. I was talking to Dan on Twitter, and this person decides he wants to jump in and then take a shot about the donate thing. And again, I'm not going to name names, but there's a chat right now that openly have GoFundMes and Kickstarters and things like
Patreons,
that to fund, Patreons to fund the projects that they're doing. Because you know what? When people consume these things, they consume them for free. We're not asking you to pay for anything. But look, we got real lives. I got kids to feed. I got a freaking mortgage. I got a commute. I got all this stuff. I can't sit here and just do this 24 hours a day. So if we need a little extra help, that's great. If you can, that's great. If you can't, that's okay too. That's why it's just called donate. We're not saying if you don't give us $100, then we're quitting the show. We're not saying that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Again, just annoys me. It annoys me to no end, and that's why I'm ranting about it now in the after show and not on the podcast, because that's not stuff for the podcast.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real for you guys, and I really don't give a crap. And I posted this already a couple of times on the show. Look, man, I'm unemployed. I don't have a job. I'm doing this full time, man. You know, so I need to pay bills. I need to how I'm gonna afford to go to LA if I don't have the funds, if I don't have the money. I have to ask the committee. I hate asking. But I have to ask the committee, hey, is it possible you could support us so I could travel from all the way from Miami all the way to LA for me to cover the event? But if I don't have the funds, how am I going to do that? You know, and yeah, it kind of bothered me too, man, that, you know, people are saying that like, oh, if it's a waste of time, then why are you going to E3? We've been saying it for years, but we're talking about the business side, man. What happened if next year, Pete, that the ESA decides to go to a different city, and it's not LA anymore? Is Microsoft going to go? Are they going to stay at the same location? Is it going to be somewhere closer to the East Coast that we could attend? What about Paris? How he's gonna travel from LA?
Let's jump on the what if train, right? What if they move it to New York City for 2020, and now Paris has to travel. No, I know, but we're jumping on the what if train, right? Paris has to travel from LA to New York. You and I got to fly up to New York. New York, just like LA, not cheap, right?
Yeah.
We got to pay. We got to pay for that. On top of while we're there, we got to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
And Uber, transportation.
Transportation, all of that. Yeah. All of that costs money. Hell, us with an Amazon web server to help pay for streaming costs. We got to we got to publish our stuff and syndicate our stuff out on the web, our website. All of that, domain registration, all of those things cost money.
Yeah. I keep it real. My laptop right now, this is the laptop that I bought years ago. Dude, I have
the one with no down key, with no up key.
I don't have no down key. I don't have no down key. It's messed up. I don't have the funds to fix that. Right. I don't have the funds. But you know what? I'm still streaming. I'm still editing.
And how did we get the laptop?
It was because of the donations.
Because of donations and podcasts.
And podcasts. Yeah, that's how I got the laptop.
Let me say two things real quick. So Kev actually summed it up great. He goes, E3 is still going on. You got to cover it, even though it's not the show it used to be. Exactly. Doesn't mean we can have an opinion on, hey, the show wasn't what it was 5 years ago, and we still cover it because, of course, it's still relevant in that sense. All we've been saying is just look at what's happening. More and more companies are pulling out. So read the tea leaves. What do you think is going to happen? Eventually, it's going to go away if this keeps happening. And to answer Trey's question, the reason, which is very relevant to this, here's the G502. I have not opened it yet, done an unboxing review, anything yet. Here's also the brand new 840 TRs. I have not opened this yet, done a review yet. Want to know why? Because I got a real job, I got real shit going on, and I haven't had time yet. But when I do, again, with the equipment and everything that I do have here, I will do a review. But this isn't my dedicated job, and I've just simply not had the time because I have way more, which is why I'm not even really at E3 this year, because my real job takes precedent, and I'm going to be down in San Diego doing audits. And if, depending on the timing, I may make the 3-hour drive up to LA fighting traffic to try and go to a few things if I can, but that's not 100%. So I've really not even been booking appointments. Look, there's one I'm gonna book. If I can, I'll figure it out. But the rest, I just don't know. I'll be up at E3 the Saturday before, the Sunday before, maybe even the first part of the Monday. But after that, all bets are off. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be there. And it's just, I'm lucky enough that I actually live in the area. Pete and Danny don't. So they have to make an even bigger commitment to be able to go to stuff, which again goes into your whole New York thing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I want people to understand, man. Like, look, man, Paris and Pete knows what's going on with me, man. I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Lots. I never talk about it on the podcast, but getting the support from the community, not only listen to the show, but, if they have an opportunity to donate and help us out, dude, like it gets me excited. I'm proud of, like, not only the work that we've done, but also the support that we've been getting in the community. And I love that. I love that support, man. So I'm going through a lot. I don't have the funds like I used to, because right now I'm unemployed, and this is like basically my full-time job. And if the funds is not there, after a while, I gotta stop and just work on other things, man, because if we don't have the money, how I'm gonna pay the bills, man, how I'm gonna travel to another city to cover the event, how I'm going to get a brand new laptop or a brand new microphone, or what happened to the mixer, like what happened, it gets messed up, or the task cam gets messed up, how I'm going to record, how I'm going to pay for the hosting, the transportation, the food we have to eat when we go to E3. It's a lot, dude. It's so much things, man. So much things. It's not like we're buying a new car and then we're traveling and we're chilling with the money.
The E3 Tesla has been funded. Thank you, everyone.
It makes no sense.
The GTR Tesla, officially.
The crazy thing is people saying, oh yeah, all these companies, all these video game companies are sponsoring Gamertag Radio, for us to give like great reviews and all that stuff. I heard that too, man. Dude,
the shill.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Anyways.
We're doing this for the show. We have I want to get great content, man. I'm thinking of new ideas and all that stuff, but it's hard. It's hard, man.
And at the end of the day, we are thankful. And it's whether it's via 100%. Donation, whether you donate a bit, a single penny, whether it's a subscription, whether it's a donate, hell, even if it's just viewership here on the channel or by listening by proxy, you're still helping us in some way, shape, or form. So we thank you, each and every one of you.
Yes.
From here to the ends of the earth. We thank you.
Agreed. Because like I kind of mentioned a little bit before, one thing that I would love to invest in, and it's probably going to be about $1,500, $2,000, is proper video, like camera equipment, tripod, the light, everything, so that if we do go to, I don't know, a Cyberpunk 2077 event one day in Poland,
wink wink,
we're literally sitting there like Danny O'Dwyer, and we're interviewing the developers, we're on camera, we're doing the whole thing. That's the kind of stuff that I want to do. I won't speak for those guys, but that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, as an example, I've been putting off for the longest, again, just because I don't want to half-ass it. I want to do it the right way. I want to do a state of the Division 2 and Destiny 2, like just on my YouTube channel, like obviously putting footage together, doing all that kind of stuff. And I've been delaying it because I want to do it the right way. So then again, that goes beyond just the donation stuff, but that just kind of goes into the whole thing of, this isn't our full-time jobs, so I can't dedicate all my hours in a day. Again, I got kids, I got basketball, I got basketball today. It's like I got all this stuff going on, in my real life. This is the side hustle, so to speak, but we do it because we love to do it, right? And at the end of the day, but if we want to keep getting better at it, we're just being real. We need a little help. It's just the God honest truth, And if we get it, great. If we don't, we won't stop what we're currently doing.
Right.
But we can't realistically
we can't grow and expand without.
Exactly. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have to walk my neighbor back home because she has a sleepover. So I'm not going away if you guys are still talking. This is going to be a mute. I'll be back.
Okay. And I see a dog in the background.
Good old Duke.
Duke. Man. P, anything else about that?
No. I think we've covered it enough. And I get the queasy feeling. Like, I hate asking for donations. I hate asking for help for part of the show, but it's a necessary evil, unfortunately. So we do it. May not always be 100% happy about it, but it is what it is, right? If you want us to help, give you guys the content that you guys deserve and want, then we have to ask.